Hi, and welcome to Hip Opening Yoga. A lot of us deal with tight hips, and if you're not real careful, as you get older, they're just going to get tighter, which is going to cause mobility problems, which can lead to things we don't want, like injuries and falls and that kind of stuff. So it's really important that we make a concerted effort to open our hips and keep our hip joints mobile and our hips nice and flexible. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working in a lot of different poses and different stretches to work that mobility, work those hips, and just get things nice and open. So when you leave this class, I think you're going to feel better than when you started, and hopefully this will be a resource that you can come back to with regularity to get those hips nice and open. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to start on our back. And I want you, first of all, to bring your knees and your toes, your feet together, and then just open those knees. So we're laying here in what we call reclined butterfly. Now, if this for any reason hurts your lower back, then don't do it. You can just lay like this. But if you can, just spend a few moments here, letting those knees fall open. I want you to close your eyes, take a few good deep breaths in. And a big exhale. Do that again. And as you're just working on your breathing, think of just letting those legs relax. And see if you can let the knees fall open even more. Give me one more good breath here. And exhale. Very, very nice. From here, let's go ahead and put our feet on the floor, bend our knees, and then just press our lower back in the mat. We're going to lift the knees up now, put our hands on our knees, and do some big hip circles here. Now, try to make these circles bigger than what's comfortable, okay? Just go as big as you can with this range of motion, and then go the other direction. Just see if you can get them a little bit bigger, a little bit wider circles. Good. One more. Nice. From here, flex your feet and just do little knee circles. It just always feels nice. And then go the other direction. Good. Now put your feet on the floor. If you have a normal yoga mat, I want you to put your feet mats width apart. Now I have this big massive mat, so mine's gonna not be quite like that, but I know how far to bring my feet. So feet are mats width apart. I want you to drop your knees over to the right. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. See if you can drop them a little bit further to the left or to the right. Good. Feel that internal rotation. Now let's go the other way. Drop your knees over to the left. Good. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale. Good. Now come back to the center, and I want you to drop your right knee down as far as you can, and then pick it up. And then drop your left knee down as far as you can. Try to keep both shoulders on the mat. Go back to the right. Nice and slow. Bring it back up. And then to the left. Give me two more on each side. So drop that knee down. You're on the edge of your foot. Other side. And now one more each side. Drop your knee. And then the other. Good. Now let's bring our right knee into our chest and go ahead and extend your left leg. From here, I want you to lift that foot up, grab the outside edge of that right foot, and pull the knee down in a half happy baby. So you're pulling that knee down toward the mat, and then the other leg's just extended. If that is uncomfortable on that left leg, then you can bend and put your foot on the floor. But what we're really trying to work in is this right leg. So take your foot out a little bit to the right and then bring it in a little and do that again. So we're just kind of windshield wipering this happy baby. Good. And then I want you to go back to the center and just pull the knee down a little bit more. Beautiful. Release that. Let's go the other way. So extend your right leg down, bend that left knee, grab the outside of that left foot. My microphone is not going to like that. And then pull that knee down. Good. And then just take it out to the side a little and bring it in a little. Drop the foot out to the side. Bring it in. Good. And then come back to your half happy baby. Try to pull it down just a little bit more. And then bring both feet in. Try to put the soles of your feet together and your knees wide. And I want you to lift your head and shoulders up off the mat, chin to chest, and just let those knees fall wide. Good. Nice straight arms here. Breathe in. And exhale. Very, very good. Go ahead, release that. And whatever way you want to, make your way up. And we're going to get into our tabletop position. So take your knees just right under your hips and then bring your hands just right under your shoulders. And just get comfortable here. If you want, you could do a few cat-cows. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, and then round the spine. Do it again. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, inhale, and then exhale. That's just always a nice thing to do. Now I want you to come to where you have neutral tabletop. So neutral spine. Raise that right leg, and then just give me some big, exaggerated hip circles on the right. How big can you make those hip circles? I want you to do about 4 each way. So 4 big hip circles each way. And then I want you to take that right leg, cross it behind you in a diagonal, sink that foot way back, drop to your elbows. Yeah, as far back as you can get that leg. You're going to feel a nice stretch in your hip there. So just breathe in and out. Stay here. Try to get a little further down in that stretch. One more breath. And an exhale. Come back up to your tabletop. Lift that left leg and give me those big, big hip circles on this side. 4 each way. Good job. How big can you make them? And then when you're done with that, cross that leg behind you, drop to your elbows and really reach that foot back just as far as you can. Good job. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Hold this stretch. Breathe in one more time. And exhale. Good job. Come back up to your tabletop and then get on those knees. Bring your right foot forward. And I want you to just press your hips forward just as far as you can. And then sink it back. Do it again. Press your hips forward. Can you lift your arms up? And sink it back. And one more time. Press those hips forward. And then here we're going to do our half split. So sink it back, flex those toes, straighten that leg, and drop your nose to your knee just to get into your hamstrings just a little bit. Always a good idea. Take about 3 breaths here. See if you can flex your feet foot a little bit harder. And then come on up, stay on this knee, bring this leg out to the side. So what we're going to do, the same thing like we did in low lunge, pressing our hips forward. We're going to press our hips toward that wall, but keep the knee stacked over the ankle. Come back up. Bring those hips forward as far as you can. Bring it up. And then this last time, we're going to hold it. So hips are as far forward as we can. Bring your fingertips in front of your ankle. Reach the other arm way overhead. Oh, sink those hips a little further. Take about 3 breaths. This is not comfortable, I know. And one more. Good job. All right, let's take that left leg forward. We're going to sink into a low lunge here, pressing those hips forward, keeping the knee from going over the toes, and come on back. Do it again. Press it forward. Come on back. And last time, bring it forward. And then this time when you come back, flex those toes, straighten that leg, fingertips on either side of the leg. Drop your nose down toward your knee. And then take about 3 breaths here. Good job. Can you go ahead and bring that up? Nice. Let's bring this leg out to the side and go back where we press those hips forward. Adjust to where your knee goes over your ankle and then come on back. Do it again. Press it forward and bring it back. And bring it forward, and I want you to hold it. Press as far as you can. Fingertips in front of the ankle. Reach this right arm over. Whew. Hold it there, 3 breaths. Good. And when you're in a pose that's challenging you, really try to focus on your breathing. And good job. Come up. From here, we're going to move on into our downward facing dog. So, hands on the floor, spread your fingers out nice and wide, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, try to press your chest to your thighs, or toward your thighs. Now raise your right leg, and the same thing like we did on the floor, we're going to do some big hip circles here. I want you to make it big and exaggerated. So how big hip circles can you do? Do about 4 each way. Job. And then step forward into a runner's lunge. I'm going to face you from here. So we're in a runner's lunge. Those back toes are tucked under. Front knees over the ankle. Hold this. And then go ahead and drop that back knee. Bring your right hand on the inside of that foot. I want you to heel toe your foot out a little bit. And then lean in a little bit more to feel that hip. Now, there's a couple of things you can do to make this even more effective. You can roll to the outside edge of that foot. You could gently press your hand into your knee. Ooh, you definitely feel that hip. If you make sure, though, you're trying to keep that knee as stacked as possible. So the knee is right over that ankle. Ooh, hold it there. One more breath. And then if you want, come back and drop to your elbows. Yeah, that one's a little tricky. If you're not able to get all the way down there, you can stay up on your hands. That's fine. But do what works. Take a nice deep breath in right here. Fill your lungs. And exhale. Get on up on your hands. Tuck those back toes under. Go ahead, take that foot back. Go back into your downward facing dog. Now lift the left leg. Let's do our big hip circles on this side. So try to make them just as big as you can get them. And then go the other way. Good. And once you've done about 4 each way, step through to your runner's lunge. Good. And then when you get there, drop that back knee. Hand comes on the inside of that foot. Heel toe that left leg out a little bit. Try to stack that knee. And then roll over to the knife edge of the foot and press into that knee gently. Unless that doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. That's always our body. It's just our body's way of saying, okay, this is not good for you. Don't do it. If something's off. Now, I'm not just talking a challenging stretch or pose, but you know when something's off. So listen to your body for that. One more breath here. Exhale. And then can you bring your elbows down? You can put that foot flat on the floor. Buffy has been on my mat. It's got lots of little dog hairs on it. Breathe a little bit more. Exhale. Nice. Now, come up. I want you to go back to that runner's lunge and then step the other foot forward to where you're in a forward fold. Lift up on your hip bones a little bit. Try to put that body weight into your toes a little more. Yeah, you can really feel that on your backside, the hamstrings. Ooh. Now, gently, when you're ready, make your way all the way up to a standing position. Now, when we're here, we're going to move into what is called Malasana squat. Now, it's a really low squat, so if you have any kind of knee issues, just be aware. I'll show you real quick, and then you can assess what would work for you. So heels in, toes out, and then we just drop way down. Elbows on the insides of those knees, opening it up. Body is tall here. Okay, heels on the ground. If you want, if you can't get your heels on the ground, you could roll up a towel and put it under your heels. And then let's go ahead and stand back up. So if you didn't try it this time, if you want to try it, we're going to go for it. But if you have some knee issues, what you may want to do is more of a wide squat like this, and then just shift back and forth. That'll help open those hips up in just a little bit less intense way. So make your way down, whichever way works for you. Take it down, or if you need to grab a towel or something, bring those heels in, toes out. Lift up. When I first started yoga like 20 years ago, my heels, I could not touch the floor. They were like way up there. So I remember having to roll a towel or a mat under my heels. And through practice, it just got, this is not a problem for me at all. So the more we practice, the better we get. All right. Stay right here. Nice deep breath in. This is such a good one for hip mobility. Now take those left fingertips right here in front of those left toes. Bring your right arm up. Look under your underarm. Take a breath. And then bring that hand down. Other side. Reach and look under your arm. Take a breath. Nice. Now, drive down through your heels and lift all the way up. Woo! Nice job. Okay, we're going to get into frog now. Now, frog pose is not the prettiest pose. I'll just say it up front. It's not lovely to look at, but wow, it's so good for hip mobility. So get on your knees and on your hands. And I want you to take your knees out like you're trying to do the splits with your knees. Now, take those feet out. So you turn your feet out. Line your heels up with your knees, or your ankles up with your knees. Drop to your elbows. See if you can get those knees to go a little bit further apart. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let's do it again. Deep breath in. Ooh, now we're going to lean forward, which is, okay, this isn't bad. Now you're going to press your hips back until they say, whoa, till they stop. And that's where you're going to hold it and take about 5 breaths there. So hold it way back there. Try not to tense up. I know it's difficult, but just try to relax. Surrender to the stretch. 2 more breaths. You're almost there. And then go ahead, bring it back up. Great job with that. Swing your legs around. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees are going to open up here. And try to bring those heels close to the body. Open those knees up as much as they can. Just as much as they can. Now pull your shoulders away from your ears. Nice tall posture. Like you're trying to puff up your chest a little bit. Look up. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Now from your hips, hinge your hip joints, not your waistline. See if you can do that. Oh, keep those knees out. Breathe in. And then come up. Go ahead and kind of flutter those knees a bit. And one more time, go ahead, hold them down and press forward from your hips. Breathe in. Exhale. Good work. Now come back here, lean on your hands, take your feet, and do the same little thing where you drop your knee in the middle. Just give those knees a little bit windshield wiper action. Good. Now can you keep this right hip on the floor when your left knee is going forward? Now can you keep your left hip on the floor when your right knee is touching the ground? Let's do it one more time. Right hip on the ground, left knee down. Left hip on the ground, right knee down. Great. Good job. Bring your right leg in front of you, left leg behind. You're in the side saddle position. So again, line your heel up with your knee right here. And then this way, do the same thing. Knee and ankle, knee and heel, whatever. And then bring those hands in front. Take a nice deep breath in. Lift your chest. And then roll it down. If you can, drop to your elbows and just hold this. Can you walk your elbows a little bit further away from your leg? One more breath. And walk it up. And let's switch it out. Left leg in front, line your heel up or your ankle up with your knee. Same thing behind you, arms out wide. Lift up your chest, inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Can you get on those elbows? Once you get there, breathe nice and steady. See if you can walk your elbows further away from your leg. One last big breath in. Exhale. And make your way up. Let's roll onto our back. And I want you to take that right ankle above your left knee. So we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. And then pick that foot up and clasp your hands underneath your left thigh or over your left shin. Flex both feet. Good. Hold it there. Really nice stretch in the hip here. Hello, Buffy. How are you? Okay. Okay. Mama loves you. All right. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more in this figure 4 stretch. If you want, you can release your right hand and press your right hand into the right knee, just like you're pressing it away from your body, just to get a little bit deeper stretch. And then from here, keep your feet like that. Release both arms, and then just let your right foot fall to the floor. Can you do that? Move my mic. Good. Try to put both shoulders on the floor. So your right foot is on the floor, both shoulders are on the floor. Just kind of this little twisted position. And then come back to the center. Let's take that left ankle, cross it over the right knee, lift up, reach either through, clasp your hands on the back of your thigh or over your shin. Just breathe in. Flex both feet. And then if you'd like, you can keep your right hand on your right shin or thigh and then press that left hand into the knee like you're pressing the knee away from your body. And just take one good solid breath here. And release that. Good job. Now, release both hands, take them out into a T. Let that left foot guide its way all the way to the floor. Shoulders are on the floor, so you're looking straight up. And keep breathing. If this is uncomfortable or feels wrong, don't do it. If it bothers your back or anything, don't do it. Yoga is about feeling good, making our bodies feel better. Of course, it's also about being stronger, working on our joint mobility, our muscle flexibility, our balance training. There's so much relaxation. I mean, there's so much that benefit that you get from yoga, but we don't ever want to be in pain. Come back, hug your knees into your chest. Last little thing we're gonna do is grab the outsides of our feet, go into our happy baby, flex your feet, pull your knees down like you're trying to pull the knees toward the mat. Just hold this happy baby. A lot of times in happy baby, we like to shift side to side. I don't know, it's just nice. I like it. Two more breaths in happy baby. And then release your happy baby. We're going to do a quick shavasana. So you're going to find your final resting position, which could be corpse pose, where your legs are just out, your hands are by your side, and you're just closing your eyes. If for any reason this bothers your lower back, bend your knees, put your lower back on the knees. Lower back on the floor, and I want you to close your eyes. And for about a minute, you're worried about nothing. You're just breathing. Let that body relax. It may be the only time today that you get to just lay still and breathe. It's another wonderful benefit of yoga, because there's really no other fitness modality where you just basically get to take a minute or two nap at the end of class. So enjoy. Take a nice deep breath in here with me. Clear those lungs out. Stretch your legs long, reach your arms overhead. Nice, good morning stretch here, like you're just waking up. Feels good. When you're ready, just roll over onto one side of the body and then press yourself up into a seated position. Take a nice deep breath here. Arms come up. Bring those palms together. Exhale as you bring your hands down to heart center. Place your thumbs on your heart. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. And you did it. Thank you so much for doing this hip mobility workout with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your hips feel better, and come back to it anytime you need it. It is here for you, and I think you can get a lot of benefit out of it. So until our next class together, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.